Welcome to another section of this tutorial series wherein we are trying to learn something about how to do automation with the help of Selenium library. So in this section, we are going to explain how you can use Selenium with Java and use the locators to interact with a web application. So we would like to explain what locators are. So let me give you the answers to that. So locators act as the address of UI elements in automation testing. So I'm trying to give you an analogy of that. So like in any navigation map application, we provide an address to reach a destination. Similarly, Selenium uses locators like XPath to find a UI element on a web page. Once located, we can perform actions like click, type, select, etc. on it. So I'm just trying to expand on the analogy I used in the previous slide. So first of all, I would like to give you the example of a navigation map. So input of the navigation map is the address where you want to reach, and the navigation map then processes that input and gives you the route of the destination. Once you have the route available with you, so the output is like you go and reach to that destination, and then that's what the requirement was. Now similarly in Selenium, the address is locator or XPath, and then Selenium acts as a maps engine which takes the input of the locator or XPath as an address and gives the hold of that UI element, which in this case we call it as the UI element as a destination, right? And then on that destination, which is the UI element, we can do some actions like we can click on it programmatically, we can enter data on it, or we can select something from it. I hope that example is clear. Now in the next section, we'll see how to determine XPath of an web element. So to determine an XPath for web element, you can open any web page. I'm taking the example of Chrome because it's widely used. So the first step will be opening a Chrome web page, and then you can navigate to the website you want to interact with, and then right click on the element that you want to inspect. Once you right click and click the inspect option, the dev tools will open up. It can open up on the right side of your screen or the bottom of the screen. It totally depends on the default setting that is already there, or you can decide on what the location should look like. Or now when the DevTools is open, you can click on an arrow icon which is on the top left hand side corner, or you can use the hotkey that is Control Shift C to enable hover over option that will, when you mouse over on the web element, it will start highlighting the corresponding HTML code that is behind the scene, and it'll give you the HTML snippet that is representing that particular UI object. And then click on the desired element, then right click on the highlighted code on the DevTools, then copy XPath, and then use that XPath in your code or keep it in Notepad for later users. So this completes the theory part of it. It's pretty necessary for beginners to understand what the theory behind it is. I mean, I know it will be more clear when do it in practical. Um, so now once you have the XPath with you, you would like to verify it, right? So to verify it, you just press Control F on the DevTools. It'll give you an input box on the bottom and side corner, and paste the XPath over there. You will be able to see that the HTML and the UI element are getting highlighted. The HTML snippet will be highlighted with a yellow color, and UI element will be highlighted with blue color, so light blue color basically. So and then now we'll jump to a practical example wherein we'll open Google web page and we will find a locator, and then we will use that locator or XPath in our code. Let me quickly switch to the code section of it. So this is the same code that we were using in our previous section, and it's the app.java. So you have seen that we were able to get the title of the web page, which was Google in the previous case. Now let's do this. Let's first write the code here. So I will say, let's say Gmail locator. So basically, when you open Google page, you see an option to go to your Gmail. So I'm trying to use that. Right now I'm keeping this in blank, and I'll give it a value when I get it from the web page. And what we will do with this locator is, so we'll use the driver that we already have, and then we'll find element, and the find element will take an argument which then can give you the handle of the UI object. So we'll be using this variable as XPath, and what it returns is it returns a web element. So we can call it that Gmail element. And what we can do now is that we can interact with this. It could be click or many other functions. So to keep it simple, we are trying to click on the element, that is, it will click on the Gmail hyperlink. So now let's quickly jump to Google page and try to figure out the XPath with the steps that I have explained earlier. So this is the Google web page. I'll click on inspect, and then I'll use this arrow key. I'll click on it. This will enable the mouse to hover over on a UI object that will eventually highlight the corresponding HTML on the right hand side. This is the DevTools section I was talking about. So I'll click on here, and you will be able to see that this particular section is highlighted. Okay, that means this HTML snippet is representing this Gmail text on the web page. Now, as I explained in the PPT, I'll right click on this, I'll select the copy option, and then I'll select copy full XPath. And just to check if this is pointing to the right UI object or not, I'll press Control F, and then I'll paste the same XPath here. You'll be able to see that this section, the HTML code snippet, is highlighted in yellow, and the corresponding UI object is highlighted in blue. So you can see that. Okay, so that ensures that we have got the correct XPath. Now I'll use this text, jump back to my source code, and use it as my Gmail locator. That's it. That's all we wanted to do. And let me quickly run this. Right click, run as Java application. So you can see Google page opened up, and I think there's something wrong. Page where I already have a login here, and it seems like this web page and the one which we opened up with the help of automation is quite different. You can see it's showing us a message that Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. So I'll now again try to do the same steps, like right click, inspect, and then I'll right click on this, copy full XPath. I'll go back to my code, and I'll use the new value that I have got from the web page that started when I was using it through automation, and I'll use that here, and I'll not use the one which I got from the previous. And now again I'll give it a try. So yeah, right click, run as Java application. This will open up Google web page, and you can see that after opening up the Google web page, it switched to Gmail section of it by clicking on the Gmail icon. So that is a quick example of how we can identify XPath and use it in automation, and with the help of Selenium we can interact with the UI object. But there could be problems when you use XPath like this. So we'll be discussing some more patterns of determining XPath which are more consistent and can run in multiple automation without failing. So thank you for watching.